Hey guys, how you do? And of course, today I'm going to talk about the comments and questions. Now, of course, I will not be making another video today after this, but just so you know, there's more Love Doll videos coming. Now, of course, we'll try to make more time for them, but for now, things are just fucking crazy. Even though I have actually been getting more time off, I've also have been doing other things that I've had to get out of the way. I've had plenty of other chores and everything, so that being said, I'll just get right to it. And just like my shirt states, I don't have the fucking time. I mean, that's if you can even read it. Anyway. So first one here. I can see paying premium for realism, but I could never see myself making the doll out of the house. Or taking the doll out of the house. I don't know why I said that. This may sound slightly weird in the opposite sense, but my main interest in having realism is to have that presence in the room, kind of like a guest, a sounding board to live in the place up, or liven the place up. I said I wouldn't bring them outside the house either. At least unless I had to, of course. Yeah, just one moment. Yeah, that hole there. That gap between my teeth right there, it's really starting to act up. He said, I never thought marriage would be that tough. There it is from the guy himself. He admits that it was tough, and this is why I want no part of marriage. I have no desire to slave on a relationship if she is going to decide to just walk away and monkey branch off to 70% of my assets. I've seen so many of my work associates go through this exact thing. They cried, all three of them, thinking of the woman they walked away. And then I just said, it was the guy in the video from Japan that said that, but relationships, period, have always been hard. This isn't new, but they are different from what they were. If a woman is branching off the way you're stating, it just means that she isn't a good woman in general and sees men as objects to use until not needed. I'm glad I know women that are smarter than that. And I have already stated that comment before in a different video, but I just want to restate that to just kind of get that across. This person states, your doll is going to be part of the Me Too movement. And now, I'll just read what I said here. Oh, you mean the movement against sex violence? I've actually heard of them. I don't think love dolls can stop rape. They're just good. They're just for a good release. I wish that was the case, that they could get rid of rape forever, but you can't change human nature. And, of course, when I say that, I'm not saying, oh, this is only encouraging rape. No, I'm not saying that, something stupid like that. What I'm saying is, these are masturbation tools. They aren't, everybody fucking masturbates, right? But that doesn't mean that masturbation is going to make it so people stop raping. And it's going to be the same with these love dolls. They're just a good release, is what they are. And that's pretty much it. I wish that was a case where it would just get rid of rape, but that's just not how it is. Anyway. Says, hey dude, hope life is treating you well. I have a question for you. I just ordered my first full body TPE sex doll. What I was wondering if when I first get it, should I baby oil and powder it right away? I just stated it will be good for use upon arrival. When you first get your love doll in, when it's sent, it's all cleaned up and good to go. You probably will just have to put on the head if it's like a TPE doll. Sometimes you'll have to put on the head, and most likely we'll have to put on the wig, etc. Of course, before using her, but generally speaking, every doll from every company is always going to be good to go, pretty much. And then afterwards, of course, you'll have to clean her after you use her, but, you know. He just states, thank you. That's weird. But yeah, another thing I say to him was, I don't know why, but when I sent this message yesterday, it didn't go through. I didn't send it to him. And he just says, thanks, that's weird. It must have been a problem. I don't know why people would have a problem with someone's owning sex dolls. It's better than sleeping around until I meet the right lady. I said, I know, it's kind of BS, but there's been stigma from a lot of people in the past, and this is still a new thing for some people, like especially people in Iowa. So it's true, but as a Christian non-churchgoer anymore, or try to force my beliefs on anyone, and while read on the Bible, I'll see nothing wrong with it, better than just using women just for sex and hurting them. I have a high sex drive, so I see nothing wrong or weird about having having a couple sex dolls until I meet the right woman. This crazy internet dating scene, lots of laughs. Yeah, I mean they're kind of, you know, it kind of has its issues, to say the least. You know, that the dating online stuff that we have nowadays, it's kind of a hit or miss when it comes to online dating. But anyway, I can maybe talk more about that later. It's a whole nother subject on itself. I don't. I said I don't either, but some people are toxic, or either that or they are too controlling. And he says, that's for sure, dude. I can't stand control freaks. I dated a nurse years ago that was a total control freak. Didn't last long at all. Moving on. So this person states, do you think people with like 7 love dolls ever just have a huge orgy with them? It would probably be a lot of work and exhausting, but I mean, might as well if you got them, like, right? And I said, well, I'm sure that at least somebody has tried that somewhere, where they've tried having sex with all 7 or 10 of their love dolls in a day. But, you know, man, that would be, ugh, just all that cleanup, having to carry around and having to clean up all those love dolls afterwards, having to undress them and everything. And that would be a daunting task. This person just states to me, you fidget a lot. And then I just kind of thought, really? I do fidget a lot? But I was just kind of being a smart ass, and I just said, it's called twirling, but yes, I do. Says, over the years of being single, my life has gone in a direction that makes it really difficult for me to consider pairing up. I found interest in hobbies, things I myself will be willing to curtail or compromise on these. For a woman, she might not like what I spend or even collect. This is very important to me and actually affects my decisions to try and be more social. I just states, even without being married, I've actually had to sacrifice a good number of my hobbies, actually myself personally. But no matter what we do, we are sacrificing something in return. So even if really you are sacrificing, let's say, or just trying to not get married in an effort to not sacrifice something, you are in turn sacrificing something else. Now, of course, we'll not try to make or try to convince people on my channel to get married. But just so you know, when you're trying to not sacrifice anything, you're already as a result sacrificing something anyway. And you will realize this, especially once you get to my age, let me tell you. Now, I'm not like this so much myself, but I understand that there are people like this. And, I'm not trying to push you to do anything, but I'm just trying to tell you something is all. Moving on. The only thing I dislike about these dolls is the extreme poor quality of the fingers. They tend to break loose from the knuckle joints and become deformed very easily. If they can address the issue promptly, they'd have a lot more happy customers. And I said, well, even if they made them stronger, they would probably still be a bit fragile against its own weight and everything. But, I hope that one day, 30 years from now, that they are able to make more reliable hands so that you don't have to worry about them so freaking much. I mean, you basically have to babysit their hands just to make sure that they don't fucking break. And even then, sometimes they will rot over time and they'll just by default break anyway. It's dumb. It actually happened with my TPE doll, actually, after 4 years. Like, after, I'd say, like, 3 of the 4 years that I had it, finally some of the other fingers that weren't broken actually by default just rotted and they were just rusted. So, moving on. My doll is 110 pounds. This isn't going to cut it getting my money back. It's because he's stating that the doll's too heavy. And I just stated back to him, yeah, I recommend for most people no more than 60 to 85 pounds. Of course, it's not like you can't do 110 pounds, but it's not nearly as fun to have a love doll that fucking heavy. I mean, I could lift a 110 pound love doll, but when it comes to using her in bed, I mean, you're gonna have to roll her around and position her sometimes. Of course, not rolling her around too much, obviously, but sometimes having to position her and everything can actually take a lot of efforts and energy, especially when she's at that kind of weight. So that's kind of the reason why I recommend that for most people, because even if you're a really strong person, you're probably going to feel really tired after trying to use a 110-pound doll, and would probably have more fun with one that's about 60 pounds maybe at best. But moving on. Wait until the guy that thinks you are a loser gets older, then he will see himself and his friends lose their house and kids and wind up in a mental hospital and jail and lose their life savings from marriage. And it kind of cut out from there for some reason, but I kind of got his point. And then I just replied back to him, well, I don't really wish anything bad to happen to the people calling me a loser for having a sex doll or a sex toy, but I do think there are probably going to see reality at some point and forget everything they were taught in high school, at the very least. So, yeah, just if anybody calls you a loser for having a sex toy or something, don't let it get to you too much. And most of the time, people, I think for the most part, do kind of learn and grow up especially once they get out of high school. High school doesn't last forever. So, if you're a junior or a senior, especially in high school, I would just stop worrying about all of the bullshit from high school, especially. I stopped taking high school seriously when I was a junior. And when I was in my senior year, I stopped basically, caring about high school in general and just stopped completely taking. I just stopped caring about high school. And I was just like, whatever. I know I'm not going to be Mr. I know I'm not going to be Mr. This and that. I'm not going to be the person that they tried teaching me to be in high school. I'm not going to be Mr. Career Man. I'm just going to, get a job, try to find my interests. Maybe in the future I would do, I would maybe do one, but, but so far I never have. So with that being said, but of course, if you guys have any more questions, comments, etc., slam down. And like I said, I will bring out more Love Doll content in the coming weeks, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.